Hey guys, today I am so excited to finally be able to talk to you about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Don't worry, this is a spoiler-free review. Anything that feels spoilery, I am going to hold back, but I am going to have a spoiler review out after the film releases in theaters June 2nd. So if you haven't already subscribed and hit that notification bell, be sure to do so you can get my thoughts diving into all the spoilers. But for now, spoiler-free. So, if you've been around my channel a while, you know that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite animated film of all time. Yes, I said it, of all time, my favorite animated film. That is until now, because Across the Spider-Verse has taken what was a groundbreaking, truly visually stunning, just phenomenal film, and then was like, oh, you know what? We can do better. My mind was blown. I did not think this was going to be possible, and yet somehow it was. Now, this film clocks in at over 2 hours, and that might feel like it's going to be really long and drag, and but no, this thing, the pace, man, it keeps moving along. Like, it flies by. I honestly thought we had a solid 30 minutes left in the film when the credits started to roll. Which, speaking of, this is the Spider-Verse's Avengers Infinity War. This literally ends on a massive cliffhanger. Apparently, this is something we're doing again. I'm going to have to sit here for a year plus and just try to get annoyed and figure out what the heck can happen. Like, I don't know. Listen, the way they end this thing, I was like, what? The first two acts are phenomenal, okay? Don't get me wrong, but the third act is like, we're going to throw massive reveal after shocking twist, after surprise at you, and you're just going to be like, what is happening? Oh my gosh, I was emotional, I was crying, I didn't know what was going on, and then I'm cheering, I'm clapping, I'm like, what is happening? And then it just ends, boom, oh, but there's another one coming, don't forget. So you'll just have to wait for that one. Now, in my screening, we did not get a mid-credit or an end-credit scene. It could just be, sometimes they hold them till the premiere, so I'm not sure, but in the press screening, we didn't get it. All we got in the mid-credit was Miles Morales will return in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which we already know. That's the name. This isn't a spoiler, but that's all we got, which makes sense. I mean, you kind of think about it like the way Infinity War did. Like, you just don't, there's no need for an end credit, right? We know that there's more coming. I mean, this literally ends on like a jaw-dropping, like, I want to cheer, I want to cry, I want to be excited. I also don't want to wait any longer than a minute for the next film, right? I need it now. And that is what works so well about this film. Now, not only, like, it's visually stunning. We know this, right? The first one was absolutely gorgeous. They somehow raised the bar on this one and made it even more visually stunning. The multiverse is thrown open here, right? And this is something we know just from the trailers, but the multiverse is there. And from the last film, really. Like, the Spider-Verse, the multiverse, it's open, okay? Which means, yes, we are going to get lots of exciting cameos and surprises. And I will tell you, Sony hasn't forgotten the MCU just because of winks and nods and things that are thrown in there, which is very, very exciting. But moving past that, we have the multiverse open. So all of these Spider-Verses have different looks. There's some, oh my gosh, I'm not going to spoil it, but there was one I was like, what? And like we all started laughing at a press screening. Press screenings, people are usually pretty quiet, but this was a very animated, no pun intended, crowd, right? Because there was a lot going on here. It was very, very exciting. Very exciting. So all of that, and it's like tons of different visual styles, which again we did see in the first Spider-Verse film kind of come together. And there's even more this time around, and they just raise every scene to the next level. And I will say, speaking of raising scenes to the next level, the color use in this movie, I'm almost gonna cry just thinking about this one moment. I was in tears. I mean, the beats are perfectly like amplified and enhanced, and just the colors just really, really work with the emotional beats and with the script, right? It's clearly done in unison, which is very, very important with a film like this. And it's really, really done. The moment I'm thinking of is a moment between Gwen and her father. And it's so emotional. As a parent, it gets me. But I've also been on that side of Gwen before, so I get that. And then you're just, it's so much. I don't want to give spoilers, but that scene, the way the color usage is just, it's jaw-dropping and mind-blowing. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning, okay? But then, like, there's so much going on here. So This movie kicks off a year and 4 months after the last film, which I know there was like that end credit of Gwen showing up, but I guess we're like pushing it forward now. I don't know, but just ignore that. Don't even worry about it. But this is a year and 4 months later. So there's been stuff that's been going on with Miles. There's been stuff that's been going on with Gwen, and it catches us up fairly quickly at the beginning of the film as to where they are in their lives, what's been going on before we actually see them meet up again, which is great. And it really, really, again, takes this story to the next level. Like, this is a really, really good story, because you can have a beautiful film and a crap story and it's just not going to be a good movie. Luckily, those come together to make something really great. Then we have the villain Spot, who's voiced by one of my favorite people in the entire world, Jason Schwartzman. He's hilarious, he's so much fun, and he's perfect as Spot, okay? Spot adds so much comedic relief, but then once you really start to figure out the ties to the story and the plot, like, it gets intense. Like I said, this third act, you're just like, what? Like, that's my reaction to the third act. I was like, what is happening? This is insane. And then they're like, and end. And you're like, no, you just told me all these things. But I love Spot in this. I think he's great. He's not in it that much, but really this is just a setup for where he's coming. He's coming in. He's going to be coming in hot in the next one. I tell you that right now. Not to mention we've got 1 billion spider people. I think that's probably an accurate number. I don't know. I will find out at some point how many there actually are, but I feel like 1 billion is the right answer. There's so many spider people, which again is like, that's fun Easter eggs, fun exciting things. The voices of all of these characters are so great, and it's so exciting to see them and hear them. And there's the final shot of the film. I'm going to say nothing about it, spoiler free, right? But the final shot will have you like literally begging for more. To be able to sit through a movie that is over 2 hours long, okay, that really is a setup for another film. Yes, things are resolved, okay? There's, again, massive twists and turns and reveals, but this is clearly a 2-part film. I mean, it used to be called Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 until they changed it to just Across the Spider-Verse and made the second one Beyond the Spider-Verse, right? But to be able to have you sit through that long a film, that long of an animated feature, with all of these things being thrown at you, right? And your brain is like on overload because of how beautiful everything is. And I feel like there's so many different things I've missed, and I can't wait to see it again, because you feel like you have to like pause and look at everything because it's that beautiful, and there's stuff going on all over the place with all these animation styles. But you're sitting through this film for that long, and it ends, and you're like, what? I want more? Like, I want more now. That is a feat, right? That is impressive, okay? Because that is a long time to be sitting for a film and then to be like, no, don't end here. I want more. Give me more. And that is exactly the feeling that I think the majority of fans are going to come out of this film with. The story is fantastic. The emotional beats are there. The voice acting, of course, is incredible. There's so many spider people. Oscar Isaac is phenomenal as Miguel O'Hara. It's like so exciting to see him in here. His tie-ins are incredible. All of the tie-ins, as everything really truly starts to come together. I mean, we've got Peter B back, and he's a parent now. Like, this is all about parents, all about family. I didn't mean it that way. I'm so sorry. I apologize. It really is. So it's all about what everyone is dealing with on their own, in their families, in their Spider-Verses, and what is happening. And then when you get these major crazy reveals all coming at you like boom, 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 boom in the third act, and then it ends, it's insane. It gets intense. It gets emotional. It's beautiful. I don't know what else I can say besides go see this freaking movie. Like I said, the first one was my favorite animated film of all time. This one is now my favorite animated film of all time. So I obviously can't wait for the third one. I don't know how they're going to raise the bar. I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but I have faith that they will. This film is absolutely phenomenal. It's incredible. It's perfect. It's pure perfection. I have literally no complaints. This movie is a 5 out of 5 for me, and I cannot wait for the next one. You guys let me know if you're excited for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse down below in the comments. Don't forget, I am going to have a spoiler review to talk about all the things once it hits theaters on June 2nd, so be sure to stick around for that one. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the things. And be sure to check me out at MamasGeeky.com as well. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.